Burn Notice is an American television series created by Matt Nix which originally aired on the USA Network from June 28, 2007 to September 12, 2013. The show stars Jeffrey Donovan, Gabrielle Anwar, Bruce Campbell, Sharon Gless, and beginning in Season 4, Kobe Bell. Plot. The title of the series refers to the burn notices issued by intelligence agencies to discredit or announce the dismissal of agents or sources who are considered to have become unreliable. When spies are burned, the connection to an espionage organization is terminated, leaving them without access to cash or influence. According to the narration during the opening credits, the burned spy has no prior work history, no money, no support network, in essence, no identity. The television series uses second-person narrative and frequent voice-overs providing exposition from the viewpoint of covert operations agent Michael Weston, played by Jeffrey Donovan. The voiceover commentary is in the form of tips for fledgling agents as if for a training or orientation film. After fleeing a blown operation in Nigeria and being kidnapped and beaten, Weston finds himself in his hometown of Miami, Florida. He is tended to by his ex-girlfriend, Fiona Glennan, but he has been abandoned by all his normal intelligence contacts and is under continuous surveillance with his personal assets frozen. Extraordinary efforts to reach his U.S. government handler eventually yield only a grudging admission that someone powerful wants him on ice in Miami. If he leaves there, he will be hunted down and taken into custody. If he stays, he can remain relatively free. Consumed by the desire to find out who burned him, and why, Weston is reluctantly drawn into working as an unlicensed private investigator and problem solver for ordinary citizens to fund his personal investigation into his situation as a blacklisted agent. Weston invites his old friend Sam Axe to assist him, while Fiona invites herself to join him. With the occasional assistance and sometimes hindrance of his mother, Madeline, Weston battles an array of criminals such as mobsters, gang members, con artists, murderers, rapists, kidnappers, foreign wet work operatives, drug traffickers, sex traffickers, arms traffickers, and war criminals. At the same time, Michael must follow the trail that leads him to the people responsible for his being burned, and later finding out why. The series juggles these two narratives. The overall series dealing with why Michael was burned, and individual episodes focusing on the cases he works for clients. Cast and characters. Jeffrey Donovan as Michael Weston, former U.S. Army Special Forces soldier and a current CIA contractor who has been burned and now finds himself in his hometown of Miami, unable to leave. With his assets frozen, he is forced to live off his wits and any small investigative jobs he can find while he searches for answers about who has burned him and why. Highly skilled and extremely clever, he can think on his feet, often improvising electronic devices and using ordinary items ranging from duct tape to cake frosting in highly unorthodox ways to complete a job. He has 2 black belts or, as he puts it in one episode, 30 years of karate, and is rated with anything that fires a bullet or holds an edge. He has an uncanny ability to assume cover identities, working in numerous regional dialects and international accents. However, he cannot speak Spanish fluently. He believes that his unhappy childhood, largely at the hands of an abusive father, has helped to make him into a natural covert operative, while also making close relationships difficult for him. He has a younger brother, Nate, who appeared in several episodes before being killed by a sniper in Season 6. Michael presents himself as a cynic hardened by experience but occasionally reveals a soft, and sometimes vulnerable, side. His favorite food is yogurt, which is featured or eaten by at least one of the characters in each episode. He has a romantic relationship with Fiona. In the series finale, he and Fiona are living in Ireland raising Charlie as their son. Gabrielle Anwar as Fiona Glennan, a former IRA operative and Weston's ex-girlfriend. Fiona re-enters Michael's life when he is dumped in Miami and she decides to stay, quickly making herself valuable to him. Aside from serving as his firearms and explosives expert, she provides support to him on his investigations and, at times, assists him in missions to find out who burned him. In the pilot episode, she speaks with an Irish accent. In the second episode, she changes to an American accent, along with a change in her style of dress, in an effort to distance herself from her past and blend in, showing her own ability to adapt. She is both a compliment to Michael and his match in many ways, both intellectually and tactically. Series creator Matt Nix has said about Michael and Fiona's relationship, "The thing about the relationship with Fiona is, they are two people who don't have anybody else they can be with. Anybody else is going to be afraid of what Michael does, and it sort of turns her on, and anybody else for Michael is going to be uninteresting. He is attracted to her, but part of what we explore over the first season is they really are attracted with each other, and yet there is a reason they broke up. She is an incredibly chaotic person who just thrives on disorder. Violence is foreplay for her." Matt Nix. Where Michael is concerned, Fiona is not entirely willing to let go of their past relationship, which continues to simmer. In the latter half of Season 3, it is shown that the two of them are close to reigniting their relationship. As Season 5 starts, the two move in together, but tension in their romantic relationship remains. However, she is accused of the British consulate bombings as the antagonist. Anson Fullerton tricks her into confessing a crime she did not commit. Anson uses this leverage over Michael and forces him to do work for himself. To remove this leverage, Fiona eventually surrenders and is arrested by the FBI as Michael watches in vain. In the series finale, she and Michael are living happily and raising Charlie as their son. Bruce Campbell as Sam Max, an aging, semi-retired covert operative and former Navy SEAL. With a low amount of cash on hand to his name, Sam spends most of his time sleeping with rich, older Miami women in exchange for food and shelter. He and Weston are old buddies. Sam is also Weston's last tenuous contact in the official spy community. He presents himself as the guy who knows a guy, and Michael frequently relies on Sam's seemingly inexhaustible list of contacts. Sam also uses the alias Charles Finley frequently during jobs. It is revealed in the pilot that he is also an FBI informant, reporting on Weston under duress. Knowing this, Weston is able to pass false information to the FBI through Sam, who is glad to become his double agent. At some point in the past, Sam foiled Fiona's attempt to sell a large shipment of weapons to a Libyan arms dealer, costing her a good deal of money. As a result, Fiona initially is very hostile towards him, but the two eventually became very antagonistic friends. Sam will occasionally ask her for advice concerning his relationships with women, and Michael has said that the two of them make a good team. Sharon Bless is Madeline Weston. Michael's mother, Maddie, is a chain-smoking retiree. Although attempting to keep a sense of gravitas and self-importance, she is family-oriented and fully supports both of her sons in times of need, as well as helping Michael with his clients. In the mid-season finale of the third season, she considers leaving Miami, but realizes her significance to his business. Until the events that start the series, she had only infrequent communication with Michael, noting in the pilot that Michael has missed his father's funeral by 8 years. During the first few seasons, Michael does not relish her company, but he gradually grows to appreciate her strength and love. Despite this, her appeals for help are Michael's one great weakness, and she has the ability to persuade him to do as she wishes. Kobe Bell as Jesse Porter, a counterintelligence expert whom Michael unwittingly burns when Michael went looking for some classified files on a terrorist about whom Jesse had information. He comes to Michael for help, hoping to find and kill the people responsible for burning him, and gradually becomes a part of Michael's team. He briefly considers killing Michael after discovering it was Michael who burned him, but instead grudgingly continues to work with the team. As he and Michael slowly reconcile, he is eventually reinstated, but soon finds he can no longer tolerate the red tape to do government work, and takes the job with a private security firm while remaining a vital component of Michael's team.